So, I wasn't planning to share this, but my best friend group basically bullied me into it. Spill it or you'll explode, they said. So here we are. Hi. I might regret this tomorrow. But whatever. I'm still heated. I'm Tessa. I'm 32. I live in a one-bedroom. Walk up next to a bar that blasts karaoke until 2 a.m. and a cat that's convinced I'm its personal butler. My boyfriend Marcus, 35, and I have been together for almost 3 years, which I now know is apparently just long enough for someone's mask to start slipping. For context, my older brother Leo is a digital nomad, living out of Airbnbs in Lisbon or Bali or whatever place has Wi-Fi and smoothies. And my dad sends me crossword puzzles like it's his love language. Anyway, the drama started last week, but the weird vibes had been creeping in for a bit. Marcus had been acting off. Not dramatically, just subtle things. He started leaving his phone face down every time he walked into a room. He swapped his lock screen from a picture of us hiking to one of his car, and never said a word about it. Then it was all, "I'm drowning at work." Which, fine. I get it. We all are. But it seemed like he suddenly couldn't spare even 30 minutes for dinner or a walk. And then, of course, I get sick. Like, fully out of commission sick. Fever, chills. The whole body aches like you fought a bear kind of sick. Monday night, I'm half dead, crawling to the fridge for orange juice. When Marcus texts, "Can you help me pack for my tech seminar?" I'm swamped and can't find my gray button up. I stared at my phone like, is this guy serious? But I said okay, because I'm apparently too nice for my own good. I thought maybe he'd take one look at me sweating and coughing and say, "Actually, get back in bed. I got this." But nope. So there I am, barely upright, folding shirts while he paces around taking a call on speaker. I can't even breathe through my nose, and he's just moving his backpack from one chair to another. I ask if he's packed his charger. He waves me off. "Hotel's got one, I'll be fine." He tells me it's client workshops, networking stuff whatever, and casually drops that he'll be gone for nights. Not the 2 he originally said. I'm like, wait, when did that change? He acts like I'm interrogating him for asking, and then he just grabs the bag, kisses my temple, says, "Rest up." No thank you. No goodbye. Just text me if you need anything. Cool. The next few days are a nickel blurry emails, canned soup, bad TV. Marcus sends the occasional check in text, but they're vague. Busy day. Dinner soon. And nothing more. I start feeling like I'm texting a bot. I tell my dad I'm sick, and he sends me this care package of vitamin gummies and crossword books because he's wholesome like that. Then, on night 3, I'm up at AM scrolling Instagram stories, and boom, one of those "you've been tagged" things pops up. From Emma, a girl I used to work with ages ago. I tap out of habit. It's a story from this rooftop pool party at a hotel downtown. I'm not expecting much, maybe some cocktails or throwback tunes. But then I see him, Marcus, center of the shot, shirtless, drink in hand, sunglasses, and a woman in a red bikini draped over him like they're a couple on vacation. Not just next to him, on him, arm around his neck, laughing at something he's whispering. And he's got that smile, the real one, the one he saves for private jokes, not the fake polite one he gives coworkers. I actually zoom in. I'm like, maybe I'm delirious. Maybe that's not even him. Cold meds do weird things. But nope. His silver chain, his dumb sun tattoo, his smug little smirk. 1-0 Marcus. I scroll through Emma's story highlights. More footage. Marcus playing cornhole with strangers. Marcus at a bar clinking glasses. Marcus looking very unconference why. And all I can think is I helped pack that bag. I rolled his socks. I packed his toothbrush. I even reminded him to bring the portable charger he always forgets. All while he was just planning some sun-soaked fantasy. I don't even know what to call it. A vacation? A fling? A lie? I didn't even flip out. Just texted him, "Hey, are you at a rooftop pool party?" No response. Not for hours. I call, goes to voicemail twice, and then he texts back, "Crazy busy. Talk later." At this point, I'm so angry. My hands are shaking. So, I call again. This time, he picks up, and I can hear music and people laughing in the background. He sounds a little drunk, like I just interrupted a joke. I ask if he's actually at a seminar or if he's just out partying. He laughs, like, really laughs. Then he says, all casual, like he's talking about the weather, that I'm just there. I'm comfortable, predictable, not exciting, just filler, not the main event. Like, I'm just a placeholder, basically. Then he tells me the other girl is the one he's celebrating with, and I'm just the one he comes back to when he's bored. I don't even know what to say. I try to argue, but he talks over me, says it's not personal, just that some people are good for fun, and some are good for stability. And I'm the stability type, but honestly, he's not sure he even wants that anymore. Then he hangs up. I just stare at my phone until the screen goes black. Then I throw it across the room. Not my proudest moment, but it bounced off the wall. No cracks, just a dent in the paint. I think I just sat there for a while, not even crying, just exhausted. My dog walks over, puts his head in my lap like he knows something's wrong. I pet him because what else am I supposed to do? I text my sister, but she's asleep. Damn time zones. Thanks, Leo. I don't call my mom though. She'll just offer to drive down and make me soup. And I'm too tired to explain any of this. I guess what gets me is how normal everything seemed until it suddenly wasn't. Like, there were signs, sure, but nothing obvious. Nothing you could point to and say, there, that's it. Just a slow drip of weirdness you ignore. Because you're busy or sick or because you trust someone. I spent the whole week making excuses for Marcus while he was out living a totally different life. I haven't blocked him yet. I know I should. Part of me wants to text Emma and ask if she knew. But honestly, I don't even want the answers right now. I'm just so tired. I keep looking at the bag I packed for him like it's some cursed object. I want to throw it out the window. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I feel like I should be having some big dramatic breakdown. But all I really want is to go to sleep and wake up in a normal life. I know that's not how it works, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do next. I just know I'm not doing this again. I think I'm done being the filler. Honestly, I'm not sure what that looks like yet, but I guess I'll find out. Not really sure why I posted this. Maybe just to see if anyone else has been this dumb, or if I'm missing something obvious. Do people just treat each other like this? Is that normal now? Anyway, thanks for reading if you made it this far. My dog's barking at the window again, so I guess that's my cue. If anything else happens, I'll update. First update. Okay. So first off, thank you to everyone who commented or DM'd me after my last post. Seriously, I wasn't even sure I'd post again, but a couple people said they wanted to know what happened next. And not gonna lie, writing this out is cheaper than therapy. So, I wish I could say I woke up the next morning all empowered or whatever. But nah, I woke up with my dog's butt in my face. And a text from my mom that just said, vitamin C helps. And then, 27 unread emails from work. Life keeps moving even when yours just imploded. I guess I didn't block Marcus. Not right away. For like 2 days, I just watched his stories. Dumb, I know. I checked my phone way too much. Like maybe he'd call and explain it was all just a joke or some misunderstanding. Instead, he posted a pic of himself at a bar with a bunch of people I didn't recognize. Then another one with his dog. I call, goes to voicemail twice. And then he texts back, super busy. Talk later. At this point, I'm so angry. I'm shaking. So, I call again. This time, he picks up. I hear music and laughter in the background. He sounds tipsy, like I've interrupted a joke or something. I ask if he's actually at a tech seminar or if he's just out partying. He laughs, like, really laughs. Then he casually says, I'm just there. I'm comfortable, predictable. Not exciting. Just filler, you know? Not the main event. Like, I'm just a placeholder, basically. Then he mentions that the other girl is who he's with to celebrate. And I'm just the one he comes back to when he's bored. I don't even know what to say. I try to argue, but he talks right over me. Says it's not personal, just that some people are good for fun, and some are good for stability. And I'm the stability type. But honestly, he's not even sure he wants that anymore. Then he hangs up. I just stare at my phone until it goes black and then throw it across the room. Not my proudest moment, but it bounces off the wall. No cracks, just a dent in the paint. I think I just sit there for a while, not even crying, just exhausted. My dog comes over and rests his head on my lap like he knows something's wrong. I pet him because what else am I supposed to do? I text Leo, but he's asleep. Damn time zones. Thanks, Leo. I don't want to call my mom because she'll just offer to drive down and make me soup. And I'm too tired to explain all of this. I guess what gets me is how normal everything else stayed. Like, I still had to buy groceries, walk my dog, and text my sister Leo back about her new apartment, while pretending like my life wasn't a complete mess. And my mom, who I finally told, just said, well, maybe this is a sign to focus on yourself for a while. Classic mom advice, but not really helpful when your ex's stuff is still all over your apartment. So, here's where things started to shift. I was lying in bed, doom scrolling on my phone, eating dry cereal because I was out of milk again. Then I saw Marcus had posted a throwback pic of us from last summer with the caption, "Good times." Like, excuse me, are you trying to make yourself look like a sad boy? I don't even know, but it hit me. His stuff is still in my closet. His stupid sneakers, his old hoodie, his half-broken earbuds. I text Brianna, my best friend who's honestly a chaos magnet, and she just responds, "Get rid of it. All of it. Don't let him come back and act like nothing happened." So, I did. I started with the sneakers and worked my way up. By the end of it, I had 3 garbage bags full of his stuff. It was kind of satisfying, not gonna lie. I almost kept the hoodie because it's actually really comfy. But then I remembered him laughing at me on the phone and tossed it in too. I called a rideshare, tossed the bags in the back, and had them dropped outside his building. I texted him, "Your stuff's out front. Come get it. Don't come here again." Then I blocked him everywhere: phone, socials, even Venmo, because I couldn't deal with another "Can you send me $4 for coffee?" request. I figured that was it. Done. Over. But of course, Marcus doesn't do done. 2 days later, I'm at work, trying to focus when the front desk pings me and says someone's here to see me. I already know before they say his name. Marcus is standing in the lobby holding one of the garbage bags like some sad clown. I don't know if he expected me to be embarrassed or what, but I just walk out, arms crossed, and say, "You need to leave." He starts going off, says I'm overreacting, says I'm making a scene, says nobody else would take him in after what I did, which is honestly hilarious because I'm not the one who lied. He tries to follow me back inside, and I actually put my hand on his chest to push him back. Not hard, but enough that he gets the message. He grabs my wrist, not in a nice way, and for a second, I just see red. I yank my arm back and say, "Don't touch me." The security guard comes over and says, "Sir, you need to leave." And Marcus finally drops the bag. But then, I get home, and there's a note stuck to my door in his handwriting. It was long, messy, full of crossed-out words and half-hearted apologies. At one point, he called me a cold-hearted snake. I wish I was joking. Then he said he'd always thought I was too good to be interesting. Which, like, pick a lane, dude. I ripped up the note and threw it in the compost bin. My dog tried to eat it. Classic. I called Brianna, and she just said, "Well, at least you got your power back, I guess." Honestly, I should have been more polite. I tried to avoid everyone for a while, stayed off socials, muted a bunch of people, just focused on getting through the week. My mom kept texting me soup recipes. My sister Leo kept sending me memes about how men are trash. Thanks, Leo. The only thing that felt normal was walking my dog and watching him go absolutely feral at every squirrel. Then, Saturday night, Marcus called me from a random number. I knew it was him because who else calls these days? If Marcus tries to show up again, I swear I'm calling security before he even sets foot in the building. If anything else happens, hopefully not, I'll update. But for now, I'm just going to eat my soup, watch bad reality TV, and pretend none of this ever happened. Thanks for reading. And seriously, if you're ever tempted to pack someone's bag while you're sick, don't. Just don't. Second update. Okay. So hi again, guys. Engel. I wasn't planning on updating already, but the last week has been, well, weird. I thought we were done with all this nonsense. I thought I'd never have to hear from Marcus again. I figured we'd just act like strangers who used to date and occasionally saw each other at the dog park or whatever. But apparently Marcus is not built like that. Or maybe I'm just not as invisible as he thought. Idk. The first weird thing was my mom calling me on Tuesday morning, not just to ask if I needed soup, but because she'd gotten a call from my building's front desk. Yes, you read that right. Apparently, Marcus showed up super early, said he forgot his charger, which is a lie, and asked if he could be led up to my apartment. The front desk said no, obviously, and then gave me a heads up. But then I started getting random DMs from mutual friends, some of whom I barely talk to anymore, asking what happened. One guy, Ramon, just goes, "So, did you really throw all of Marcus's stuff in the garbage?" Like, not even a hi. Just straight to the drama. I said no, I bagged it up and had it delivered to his door, which I think is the bare minimum after what he did. In my opinion, I wasn't being dramatic. Marcus sends back a shrug emoji and then nothing. Cool. Then this girl, Jess, who is honestly more Marcus's friend than mine, messages me to say maybe I should give it a rest. Like, am I the crazy ex? Did I go too far? But then my sister Leo texts me a screenshot she got from Marcus's new story. She still follows him because she likes to keep tabs. It's a close-up of his dog, and the caption is, "Wish loyalty was contagious," with a crying emoji. I hate that it stings. I hate that people eat up that sad boy act and have no clue what he's actually like. The next thing that happens is I start noticing stuff going missing from the building's mailroom. I meet up with Brianna, who's still my ride or die, and we just vent over coffee for 2 hours. She says I did the right thing, that people always pick sides, and it's usually the loudest one. She tells me, if anyone wants his side so bad, they can date him themselves. I laugh for the first time in days, but things are still tense. The next day, I see Marcus hanging around the corner by my building, just standing there with his phone out, like he's waiting for someone. I take a deep breath, trying to ignore the feeling in my chest, but I can't help it. I yell at him, loud enough that the neighbor's baby starts crying. He's slurring his words, and I can smell booze even through the door. I shout at him to leave, but he keeps going, says he just wants to talk. I say, "Go home. You're not coming in." He starts crying, then gets angry and throws his bag at my door. I hear something crash. When I finally open the door after he's left, my flower pot is smashed and there's dirt all over the hallway. At this point, I'm done being polite. I call the landlord to report the damage, but now he's acting strange, asking if he should be concerned for my mental health. Like what? I don't even know how he got that number. I'm mortified, and now I have to explain to people that no, I'm not having a breakdown. My ex is just a mess. So now I'm dealing with the fallout on every front. I've got people gossiping, Marcus lurking, my mom stress calling me twice a day, my dog suspicious of every single sound in the hallway. I even considered moving, but that feels dramatic and expensive. Then, for the first time, I actually stood up to my landlord when he tried to give me grief about the noise. I said, "I'm not the problem here, and if you want to keep good tenants, maybe help keep the creeps out." He didn't say much, but he did send someone to clean up the hallway dirt the next day. So yeah. Fallout is the right word. It's not some neat closure thing. It's just a mess. And I'm tired. And honestly, if I never see Marcus again, it'll be too soon. For once. Last update. So, real talk. I wasn't even going to post this update because who wants to admit their life is still a mess after all that? But apparently, I'm the main character in a soap opera no one asked for. So, here we go. This is for everyone who messaged to ask if Marcus finally left me alone, or for anyone who's ever had an ex pop up like a bad ad you can't close. It's been about 4 months since the whole suitcase packing while dying. Plus filler, not main event. Phone call. My mom's still calling every other day, but it's mellowed out to "what are you eating?" instead of "is your ex stalking you?" She even mailed me a box of those vitamin gummies she swears by as if they're going to keep away drama. Leo visited for a weekend, brought fancy coffee, and her usual hot takes on why breakups are good for the soul. She's not wrong, but she's also never stuck around long enough for fallout. So, yeah, I thought I was finally in the clear. Then last Saturday happens, and I haven't slept in days and maybe haven't changed my shirt. Rough. I open the door, and there he is. Marcus, He's standing there, holding a bag, one of those ugly canvas ones he always swore he'd never use. Guess he ran out of options. I stand there for a second, honestly debating if I should just pretend I forgot something and go back out. The neighbor kid is staring at me, waiting for a show. My dog starts barking. So, I walk up, drop the groceries a little too hard right inside my door and say, "What are you doing here?" Not angry, just confused. He says he's sorry, that his friends are tired of his shit, that he doesn't know who to talk to. He tries to stand up, wobbles, and puts his hand on my arm. It's not gentle. It's desperate. And my first reaction is to pull away hard. My bag of groceries tips over. Oranges roll out. My dog barks louder. He keeps talking, gets louder, says I'm the only one who ever understood him, that he's lost without me. I try to step back, but he follows, grabs my wrist, and that's when I just snap. I'm trying to decide if I'm serious. Then he says, "Just give me one more chance, please." I say, "Absolutely not." And he doesn't like that. He starts yelling, says, I ruined his life. At this point, I'm shaking, not scared, just mad. I tell him, "You did that yourself. And if you don't walk away right now, I'm calling the cops." He tries to push past me, like actually tries to step into my apartment. So I step forward and slap him across the face. Not my proudest moment, but holy hell, I did it. I call my mom, tell her what happened, and she says she's proud of me for not letting him walk all over me. She offers to come stay the night, but I say I'm fine. Leo FaceTimes me later. She says next time, I should just aim for the throat. She's kidding, I think. The next morning, there's a note slipped under my door. It just says sorry and nothing else. I don't respond. Don't unblock him. Don't do anything. I put the note in the trash with the broken eggs and the orange peels. It's quiet for once. I don't know what comes next. If you made it this far, thanks for sticking with me. Hope your week is less dramatic than mine has been. And if your ex ever shows up crying on your doorstep, just remember, you don't owe them a damn thing. That's it. Maybe I'll update if something wild happens, but TBH, I'm hoping for a long stretch of nothing but boring, quiet days. And honestly, that sounds pretty damn good.